of our life we knew keep coming so strong for so long. I just couldn't resist putting them in song.
And you know, once you hear that song on the station, it's time for...
On a Thursday.
It's time for Once Upon a Time. And we have a guest in studio with us this afternoon from jolly old England.
Jolly old England. Mr. Raymond Butler. I'm a lot of all you know Raymond. Raymond is an immigration officer posted at the commission in England, in the UK, working on behalf of the people of Trinidad.
That's the High Commission of Trinidad
and Tobago. But Raymond is a real Trini, Raymond Butler, and he is involved, and he'll tell us how, as through the commission there, as we celebrate,
they're getting set to celebrate
the World International Pan Day. Raymond, good afternoon.
Are you hearing me?
Very clearly.
Loud and clear.
Right.
Well, we say good evening, but I should say good night to you.
Oh, yes. Good night, Raymond.
The clock is 10:30 the night here at this point in time. I want to thank you, Darion, once again for giving us that type of coverage, or giving me that type of coverage in any type of situation. You've always been a soldier of culture, soldier of Trinidad and Tobago. And I want to thank you very much for what you're doing for the High Commission.
Not a problem. Tell us about the High Commission's plan to celebrate on the 11th International World Pan Day.
Well, this is very interesting because this is an initiative of the High Commissioner, Mr. Bishop Dan Paul, who's our renegade man. And the High Commissioner is up here, and he has this mission that he does in terms of trade and all those other financial aspects of it. But he's a little different from most High Commissioners and most ambassadors, most consul generals, in that he is very much into culture. He's a pan man. He loves pan. So this is his initiative, that he has invited Steelpan to be on Belgrave Square. Now, Belgrave Square is where we have most of the embassies that are represented internationally. So they're going to shut down Belgrave Square. The world is coming to a stop. So that we can have pan on Belgrave Square. We're moving from Taskport to Trafalgar, because Trafalgar is not far from here. So we're going to be having three steel bands. One is CSI. It's called the Caribbean Steel International. Mr. Brent Holder is the man responsible for that. That was initiated in 2004. And they have a lot of experience extensively throughout the UK, Trinidad, Japan. The other one will be Melodian Steel Orchestra. That is 1987. That is Mr. Terence Noel. Now, all these men are members of the Order of the Empire, of the British Empire. They were given awards for the job that they would have done with steelpan throughout England. So the Melodian Steel Orchestra, which is based in South London, that is 1987. It's Mr. Terry Noel, MBE. And as we know, Melodian was originally a Rima, right? So they do a lot of charities and things like that to keep it going. And the other one we will have is Ebony Steelpan. Ebony Steelpan is the oldest of them all. That is 1969. And the person behind that would have been Mr. Winston Joseph, and the president of the Pan Association in the UK, which is Mr. Augustine Pepe Francis. I wanted him to be here to speak, but as I said, it's 10:30 in the night. And he would have joined in 1971. Ebony would have been 1969. So those are the three steel bands who are going to be there. And they would be playing like for about half an hour each. Yes, it's about 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. in the afternoon here, and they'll be playing like about half an hour each, and we'll have a rhythm section. And we'll be serving, local delicacies that you can think of. There would also be we will give them about 400 persons, 450 to 500 persons to be there to witness this, the first that has ever happened.
No, I was going to ask, the Ebony Steel Band, is that the steel orchestra in London that, what's his name? Trinidadian artist is a member of?
Which Trinidadian artist is that? Because it's with Joseph that would have been the person that was responsible for Ebony, right? Cape James and the present leader of the band association, the Steel Band Association, which boasts about 60 steel bands in England, which is Augustus, Pepe Francis. Those are the main players. And we're talking about from 1971, Pepe has been there.
Okay, Billy Ocean is who I was referring to. I think Billy Ocean is a member of Ebony's.
Yeah. Well, he would have been a member some time ago. I don't know if he still is. They didn't give me any information on Billy still being there.
Okay.
Yeah. So the High Commissioner would have put this together. This is his initiative. They call it permission to mash up the place. They have been given permission. What I find is interesting about this, No, I want you all to bear with me a little bit. I hope I have enough time here. I look at this as there is the pre-independence generation, the post-independence generation, and the Republican generation. The High Commissioner is of the Republican generation. Those guys would have been there around 1976 when we became a republic. And Darion, they are our connection, our generation. They are our connection to those guys who were there when they sang the pan and made the tenor pan. Because Tasco came up in 1951. And Ellie Manette, Free Simon, the last survivor, Sterling Betancourt. He is Betancourt. He's the last person surviving at this point in time, and we wanted him to be here. But it's a little difficult for him right now because he has his challenges. Because remember, those guys are pre-independence.
Yeah.
They saw it, they lived it. So as a result of that, having lived it and saw it, the persons that are bringing that information would have been the Republican generation, which is the High Commissioner, who would have been, he introduced me to Pepe. Now, I mean, Betancourt played in Crossfire. My father played in Crossfire. So these guys, what we're seeing now is the persons from the Republican generation, they are leaving, they're getting older themselves. And very soon, Darion, our generation will be the one who have to carry on that information to the other generations that come. We have a big response.
Correct. What is the feedback so far in terms of interest in this event, based on the media in England where you all are there? And the citizens, in particular, the Trinidad and Tobago or the Caribbean diaspora?
Well, let me put it like this. Within 1 hour of our advertising, all tickets went. All. Right? And the BBC is interviewing us on Saturday and Sunday. So you understand, because we're talking about TASCO 1951, and most of those guys, some remained, some left, and some came back, and that is why we have 16 bars. Now, those generated into a program in the schools where they had over 20 or 30 bands throughout the schools in England. However, but because of funding and the inability to sustain it, we would find that the program has dwindled. Right now, I think Switzerland has approximately, and it's unconfirmed, about 50 steel bands, small, and France has about 10. But the feedback is enormous because BBC latched on to us immediately for 2 programs.
That's very
right,
good.
Right, because they keep, definitely. Because remember, we're talking here about TASCO. This is really from TASCO to what you're seeing now.
Nice. That's very.
And remember, not from.
Yeah. Thanks very much. I want to congratulate. Please extend our congratulations to the ambassador.
But the High Commissioner.
High Commissioner, sorry. Please extend our congratulations to him. I would have been happy if we even could have spoken with him as well, but he probably otherwise engaged. But Raymond, I thought that I thought that you shared the information very well, and I think we have a clear appreciation not just for the event, but for the elements as to why they will celebrate this in the UK in the way that it is, and the kind of attention it is grabbing from the media and from the diaspora in the UK and France, and the UK generally. Thank you very, very much, Raymond, and we want to wish you all the success
And wish you happy International Pan
International Pan Day as you celebrate in England. Thank you so much.
I will close this by saying Trinidad and Tobago has always been based on energy, fossil fuel, natural gas, oil. You see this energy? This is renewable energy. and this, I want to raise every mission internationally to sell the country like this.
Fantastic.
Yeah, man. Congratulations to you and the High Commission. Very much so. And we want to thank you very much for joining us.
I'd like to make special mention of Ram Narayan, who is acting on his behalf and is doing a fantastic job, and Mr. Lawson Lovell, who is the man behind it.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, brother. All the best.
Thanks again, Darion.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Nice having you.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Yeah, John. We're going and we're celebrating Pan. We celebrating the recognition by the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago that we are the home of Steelpan, and our commission, our High Commission in England is celebrating it, recognizing it. I know that there are many other areas, places around the world
that will do the same.
Is doing the same thing.
But like he said, 50 steel bands in Switzerland. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Switzerland or Sweden? He said Switzerland, I think. I know there's Sweden and 10 in France. Steel band is growing across the world. That's nice. Yeah. So I want to touch a little bit here because we get into some music from this one of the bands that will be performing on Pan Day in London.
Hey, be careful, don't say that though.
No, we can't come.
International
World Pan Day. In London, the Ebony Steel Orchestra